So the video I made where I ranked Squid Game Season 2 characters from least to most favorite did alright, so I figured why not make another Squid Game video. So today I want to talk about the actual games. Hello everyone, it's Mr. Chol delivering a ranking of the Squid Games based on how likely I am to survive them. We will start with the game I could survive the easiest and end with the game I definitely would get eliminated on. Now, the rules for a game to be included here is that it had to be within the tournament. So I won't include Duck G and Rock Paper Scissors -1 because, let's be real, most people just care about the actual Squid Games. And once again, massive spoiler alert, since I will be revealing the games here, and I think a major part of watching Squid Game is, I wonder what the next game will be. And once again, I won't play clips unless necessary, and otherwise I will only show still images to avoid getting copyright claimed. Alright, let's begin. You wanna know what game I would survive the easiest of them all? Well, that would be red light, green light. The main difficulty in this game comes from the literal fact that it's the first game, and so players have no idea that whoever loses will get killed, and so as soon as players see blood, a lot of them start panicking and running to the other side, and that's how 99% of the people who get eliminated in this game get eliminated. But as long as you at least try to play the game the proper way, it's actually pretty easy to make it without screwing up. Don't believe me? When Gion screamed at everyone when not to move in Season 2, most people actually survived. And do you wanna know the funny thing? If you have seen Squid Game with the actual Korean audio, rather than the English dub where everyone speaks like Tommy Wiseau,
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
then you would know that this isn't even red light, green light. This is actually a Korean alternative that is even easier. You literally have to move whenever the doll is singing, and pause whenever the doll is not singing. And the doll is always singing the same thing, so you know exactly when you should prepare to pause. Sure, the doll can sometimes speed up the singing, but you still have an idea of when you're supposed to stop moving. Alright, next game. The main difficulty in the marbles game is the fact that you're playing against your opponent, and if you choose someone you truly care about, like that guy who literally teamed up with his wife, then you basically have to sacrifice them to survive. But let's look at the game in of itself. All you have to do is to obtain 10 marbles from your opponent, and you can do that however you want, as long as you don't use violence. Now, a lot of people played odd even, but let's be real, that shit is purely luck based. I'm not doing that. I'm choosing something where there's at least 90% chance of me winning. So, you can either choose something that requires a skill you happen to be good at. So if you're good at aiming, for example, you can choose to hit the opponent's marbles to obtain them. Or you can choose a game like Nim, where there is a secret cheat code that will allow you to 100% win the game. Or you can do like Sang-woo did, where you flat out trick your opponent into just blindly giving you their marbles. So yeah, I would just hatch a secret master plan and easily win this. But sure, I would most likely lose someone I genuinely cared about, like a 10 out of 10 baddie that I happen to have a lot of children with. But unlike player 69, I would just become a super villain and be like, they had to die, but I survived. That means God has a higher purpose for me, and that would motivate me to keep living until the glass bridge comes and ruins my whole career. Squid Game. No, not the show. The 6th game. Now, I do not come from South Korea. I come from the Western world, which obviously means I have no idea how to play this game, and I am too smooth-brained to ever understand how to play it, even if someone explained it to me a million times. But from what I could understand, You're supposed to get from one point to another while hopping on only one leg and without getting knocked off by the other player. And then you have to get from a third point to a fourth point while the other player tries to push you off the map or something. So basically it's like a Minecraft 1v1. Now I do kinda suck at 1v1, I'm not gonna lie. But that's okay, because I will use a secret tactic here. You know, right before the game starts, I would use the knife from the last meal. The same knife Sang-woo used to kill Se-byok. I will use that knife and hide it. Then I will approach my opponent, assuming we will be best friends, because Gion and Sang-woo were, and I would be like, hey, my friend, why can't we just be friends again, like in the good old times? Hey, let's figure something out and perhaps we both can get out of here alive. And that would lead to us hugging, no homo. And while hugging, I will whip out the knife and stab him in the back, literally, so that I can wound my opponent, so that it will be easier for me to defeat him. And we will both be using the knives during the game to kill each other with them. But the other character will unfortunately have plot armor, so he will manage to take my knife away from me. I will then turn to the pink guard and be like, hey, pink guard, give me a knife! But the pink guard will refuse. But that's okay, because turns out I have another knife I have been secretly hiding, the knife of Kang Se-byok, because I stole her knife after killing her, and then I will whip that knife out of my sleeve, and I will keep fighting, but the other player will still have plot armor, so he will still end up defeating me, and I will gag a few times before falling lifeless to the floor, but the other player will also be so badly injured that he will end up dying only a few moments later. Then his ghost will end up walking in a cornfield and reunite with his family while Hans Zimmer music will be playing in the background. Okay, who am I kidding? This game is hard. There's like a 50-50 chance of me either winning or losing this. I used to play Tug of War a few times as a kid, and I lost every single time. So I probably would lose this time as well. However, now I go to the gym on a regular basis, and I used to be a weak and scrawny kid, I'm not gonna lie. So I might have better chances now, I don't know. Dalgona is a hard game, it is kind of luck based. In case you do not know, making Dalgona cookies is very simple, but hard to master. You literally just have to melt sugar, but to melt it in a perfect way takes talent and a lot of luck. Because of that, every Dalgona cookie will be different. Some will break easier than others, and so you pretty much have to be lucky and wind up with a cookie that is hard to break, or else you're screwed. But the shape you choose also plays a huge role. Triangle and even circle are easy. Star is medium difficulty, I guess, and the umbrella is physically impossible. Gion only managed to do it because he's the main character, but to be fair, I would have probably picked the triangle, just so that if I pass, I could turn to one of the triangle guards and be like, look, this is you! I carved out you! Now I eat you! And then I eat the shape I carved out. But this game is also very stressful. Those guards were literally shooting everyone like some goddamn pirates, and it's hard to concentrate in a situation like this. You can easily get jump scared and make a sudden movement that will break the whole thing. And now we're getting to the games I would most likely fail on, starting with 6 legs. How is this possible? So basically you're supposed to complete 5 minigames within 5 minutes. Dakji, Chegi and the rock thing are whatever, but Gongi and the Beyblade thing seem physically impossible to complete within 5 minutes. You're telling me you're supposed to collect those things while another one is in midair, and then you have to make all of them land on your hand, and then catch all of them. That shit doesn't seem possible, and for the Beyblade thing, I don't even understand the rules. You're supposed to wrap the string around the whole thing and then also make it spin? And you have to do everything under 5 minutes? Yeah, no. But I will say one thing. I feel really bad for that one team who got eliminated right before the finish line. So in Mingle, you're supposed to spin on this carousel while a song is playing. And when the song stops, a number gets called out and you have to form a group that consists of that specific number before the time runs out. Now, this is repeated for 5 rounds. The first 4 rounds are not too bad. Usually whenever a player ended up being alone, they would get carried by other people and survive nonetheless. But the 5th round is the reason why I'm putting this at the 2nd spot. Basically, at the 5th round, you had to form a group of 2 people, and there weren't enough doors for everyone, so some groups of 2 would still get eliminated. So basically, you have to find a partner if the number even gets called out, and you have to run to a door as quickly as possible. Now, if you have seen my 2nd channel, please subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Then you would know I tend to overestimate myself. I tend to think I am this super attractive and super charismatic person that is every woman's secret dream, when in reality I am basically an incel. So as soon as they announced the mingle game, I would literally react like Thanos.
와, 다 같이 짝짓기 진짜 재밌겠다, 그치?
But then I would get betrayed because no one likes me. Mr. Troll! Mr. Troll! Admit you saw it coming, but the glass bridge is basically impossible to survive on. The math teacher literally reveals how astronomically low the chance is of surviving. And so pretty much the only way to survive is to be the last player and have everyone in front of you clear the tiles for you. But even then, you're not guaranteed to survive, because there's a time limit. And if everyone doesn't clear the tiles in time, then the whole thing explodes, which is what injured Sae-byok so badly that she eventually ended up passing away. She may have survived this game, but not for long. But anyways, that was it. Let me know in the comment section down below which game you would definitely survive and which one you would definitely die on, assuming you would actually comment anything. But once again, peace out.